Have you ever chatted with someone from overseas? Or perhaps watched an indie movie in a language you've never heard of? Or even tried to learn a foreign language yourself? Whether you realize it or not, you're practicing what's called intercultural communication. The world as we know today is interconnected through many ways: social media, business, travel, etc. So to say, it's a part of our daily lives and what makes us a society. But how and why is it though? And why does intercultural communication matter at all, you ask? Because in this massive ball of molten rock and water, humans come in different kinds of languages, ethnicities, and beliefs. Why that's the case is a whole different story, and that goes all the way back. Today, we'll be talking about how bridging the gap between different cultures, ideas, and understanding one another is what makes us a united world. And with the technology we have today, intercultural communication is not just an advantage, it's a necessity. Generations upon generations on this earth, and with it, hundreds, thousands, and millions of different cultures are spread around the world. Culture that brings different kinds of traditions, beliefs, languages, and even ideologies. Open-mindedness, respect for diversity, and caring to make a positive connection. That is what intercultural communication is about. And it is exactly what this globalized world needs for the betterment of humankind. Do you like war, conflicts, misunderstandings? What good would it do to feed on and prolong such issues in our world, right? So anyone who cares enough knows how important intercultural communication is for our society. But of course, when there are differences, there will inevitably be misunderstandings and misconceptions. A gesture that's considered polite or clean in one culture might mean different in another. For example, some cultures in Asia, eating with your hands isn't a problem as long as you wash your hands. But to some other cultures or countries, it's disgusting to do nonetheless, and you would always need utensils anyway. Or perhaps it could be a phrase in one country could mean differently in another. This happens because meanings can get lost in translation due to cultural differences, and it's as simple as that. Now, let's go back. Among all the things that connect societies around the world, business, travel, social media, the one thing that does the most to keep everything intact is education. For university students, intercultural communication skills are an even greater necessity, because for the sake of education, many, and I mean every student in the world, will always aim to seek it further from their own homes. Not just for the sake of getting some new air, but also to learn about new and different cultures and how education works outside of their homeland. Universities in this day and age have bridged the overseas gap by making themselves multicultural learning environments, welcoming international exchange students and preparing themselves a batch of students to go for an international undergraduate program. So of course, after all that explaining, you'd definitely be wondering, how am I, a college student, going to involve myself in something as grand as this? This grand scheme of connecting the world and creating diverse environments all around it actually only takes a few steps and a little good way of thinking. The first one is easy, and if you're not able to do it, you're definitely unfit for the job. So step one, open-mindedness. Diversity doesn't bring any harm, and accepting it doesn't hurt either. And on Earth, that's just how it works. Step two is by developing cultural awareness. When you're able to accept differences between you and one other person, you'll come to realize that that kind of difference is all around you. If you're like that with your family, your friends, or even acquaintances passerby, and especially foreigners, they will always think of something differently than you do. That's okay. That's simply how things work. Third and last is engage, interact. Go out there and know you don't need a visa or a passport. You don't need to be overseas. A phone and some internet connection is all it takes to get you out of where you are, out of your country, out of the world. Just get on social media, maybe Omegle, maybe Twitter, maybe Instagram, wherever it is. Just involve yourself out of where you are from. And that is how you expose yourself to a new and different culture. But remember, wherever you are and who you're talking to, remember to be respectful, have boundaries, and of course, don't overshare. So, make the world a better place. Stop fighting and start dialoguing. Don't be full of your ego. Understand that there are differences around you and accept that, because that is a part of being human.